Okay everyone, in this video I want to share to all of you about the prompting work from AI platform. This is about the tiny home, but this tiny home is totally different with previous videos on my channel, and this video it's about the tiny home from the steel structure with envelope from the steel structure. So if the usual tiny home maybe just using the conventional cladding or conventional exterior envelopes on the tiny home, but in this episode, in this video, it's about the tiny home with steel structure on the exterior wall. Especially it's not for the interior but for the exterior only, because the exterior is the important things or significant things to protect the user inside from the another unpredictable attack from the outdoor and unpredictable weather from outside. Maybe it's about the safety, maybe for the extreme environment or many more with relate with this steel structure tiny home for the exterior tiny home. Okay, and I hope this video will be benefit to all of you, and you will get some inspired and design insight or design inspiration with this video. Okay, let's watch. Okay, well, we can see from the outside for this first design inspiration, and we can see about the steel envelopes from the exterior cladding of the tiny home. Anyway, this tiny home it's not just small tiny home, but also it's it's so spacious tiny home kind, because of the length of the tiny home itself, because the tiny home it's not only accommodate for the uh, one person only, but it enable to accommodate more than one person, such as family or some of a community. And we can look for the outside. It's with using the simple color scheme with black color and transparent material. Then we can see from the outside it seems like a robotic or futuristic tiny home because of the exterior cladding with using the metal material, such as in this case is about the steel structure. So this steel structure is look so strong because of this tiny home. Maybe in my opinion it's for protect user inside from the extreme weather, maybe from the another attack from the outside maybe. But it was great idea because the tiny home it's very fragile, because of the small home it's very fragile as usual. But in this case, this tiny home can be using for the long term for the some user which need the long-term living with the tiny home. And long-term living with the tiny home is about the necessary for the future, because of the living cost is more and more higher than before. So the tiny home it's one of the solution for the living cost of it. Anyway, it's just my opinion. And if all of you have some opinion, or if all of you have some insight about the tiny home, especially the tiny home from the steel for the exterior tiny home itself, you can type the commenter below and we will discuss. Okay, then okay, let's continue. Okay, then we can see about this tiny home. I like about the simple boxy the tiny home with great color. The natural color of the steel is make me impressful, even if it just extraordinary shape or extraordinary color scheme with just only silver and a little black lace material, and another element such as transparent door and transparent window on this tiny home. It was make me impress and give me insight to make the um, improve of the design of the tiny home. Or if you wanna make your own tiny home, or if you wanna buy your tiny home, maybe you can consider about the exterior with the cladding material, or about the furniture layout in this interior tiny home. And you could consider about the composition of the transparent material and the solid material, especially it's need for the daylighting system for every single tiny home, but it's depend on the necessity of every single user. I mean, the every single user, um, it's difference, because for example, the user A, it's need to maximize the daylighting, because he have to um, make a productivity inside with daylighting. And the user B, it's need more privacy, so it's totally different with the purpose of the exterior configuration of the tiny home. Of course, because of the user B, it's need more privacy, so the tiny home with proper to user B is less of the openings. um, Maybe just like this, I mean, it's just proportional opening, because of the another side of the tiny home, it's just a lot of small small proportion for the solid surface of exterior of the tiny home, I mean. So uh, in this case, I can um, take the summary, because I can take the summary for every single user of the tiny home. It's have a different purpose or have a different goals, and it's depend on their own daily activity or daily work, I mean. Okay, then we can continue for the design. I mean, this design, it's very I mean, it's extraordinary. It's just extraordinary tiny home with small improvement on the roof, with a small skylight, maybe it using for a loft bed area, maybe in my opinion. Okay, then we can go to the another design. Anyway, I'll totally like this design because of it looks so spacious, even if it's just small home or small tiny home. And I like the background, because it seems that the tiny home, it's very have durability from the extreme weather, such as a snowy weather right there. And it has spacious space on the inside of the tiny home. It's not only for the living area on the ground floor, but it has some loft bed area. And I mean, it's have two loft bed area, as we can look from the outside here. And it has enough proportion for the transparent door and window material, as we can look from the outside. Okay, then we can look for the exterior of the tiny home itself. And I mean, it was for a long-term tiny home, because it has some courtyard on the front and the side of the tiny home. Then we can look for the exterior again with skylight roof material. This is for the skylight material, so the daylighting of the tiny home can be maximizing for the another activity of the tiny home. Okay, then we can look for the another courtyard on the right side. It have a space for saving the material for fireplace, such as a log or stack of log material right there. Then this is the last design is very impressive for me. It was great because of it with extreme structure, with steel structure especially. It has a long cantilever tiny home. It has a long cantilever tiny home, so it would make the unusual vibes. It was great and unusual design of the tiny home, because it seems look like very strong tiny home with cantilever system right there. And we can see about the courtyard on the bottom of the cantilever could be a lot of activity for communal or family. Okay, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching until the end, and just wait for my next video. I hope it will be benefit to all of you all. Thank you very much.